Greetings, friends and lovers. At FMP Trolling Profit here. We have a tutorial for you, and we're going to try to show you how to get FMP up and running. Let's say you got banned and you want to come back, or you're new to FMP. So the first thing you want to do is go on the website, fmp.su. If you get the trainer for 30 days, there is a code. If you are on the website, you would go to the store and you're going to crank this up to 30 days. Select your method. You're going to click bank card world. In most cases, if you're in Russia, you might have to do Russia, but in most cases, bank card world is the best. This is just better than dealing with crypto, and the conversions change. You might lose your key's going to get locked and lost, and you're going to have to wait, and it's going to be a pain. This is the best way right here. But once you do this and you buy that, a code is going to pop up on your screen, and that's going to be a 50% discount for the spoofer. You want to save that code, and then you're going to continue to the activation, and then you're going to get your key, and you're going to want to save your key. Make sure you save your code, your spoofer code. Make sure you save your key. Then you come back to the store and go to the spoofer and do the same thing. Crank it up to the max, 30 days, pick your payment again. And then over here, your promo code, you want to put that in and click buy. And that way you're going to get like the whole shebang, spoofer and trainer, best price and everything. And you're going to go in the panel and sign in with your key. Now you're going to want to do this twice. Do it once for the spoofer and then once for the trainer, and you're going to link your Discord with both of those keys. So that way you are going to get access to the Discord server where you're going to have all these goodies. Like, check it out. You got start here. You got important setup. Make sure you do the pre-install checklist as far as turning off TPM, uninstalling MSI Afterburner, any of these things, right? Vanguard, Cloud, Fair Warp, turn off virtualization on the BIOS, turn off the virtual machine platform, and also the Hyper-V. You're going to want to turn off real-time protection. I don't like to do that, so what I do is I create a folder exception. There's a tutorial right here. Anyway, the point is, if you link your Discord to the website, you'll have access to all these tutorials. Look at this spoofer install. It tells you everything to do here, right? You got your trainer install. This tells you how to get free accounts with MS Store Family Share for Xbox accounts. By the way, Xbox is the preferred method for doing this because you can get unlimited family share accounts. We have sections for DLC unlockers. Sometimes these things are not updated or detected, but you know, we keep updating these channels. We have mods installs. This tells you how to install mods and the emote wheel and that kind of stuff. Stream snipers are down at the moment. We don't know if they'll ever come back, but this Enjoy the Ban will tell you how to come back from a ban. It's a step-by-step guide, which I'm going to show you right now as well in video form. Some video guides that we're working on, and we have some other things, fix errors if you're running into issues with Microsoft and errors and that kind of stuff. So look at that. Everything's here in the Discord and it's all there for you, but you're not going to get it unless you link your Discord, which I don't know why most people are not. Look at that awesome picture. So what we're going to do to come back from a ban or to start fresh is we're going to begin with this. First of all, I'm going to log out of this because this is actually not my account. So I'm going to click log out. And like I said, you're going to want to log in with spoofer and then link your account and then log out, log back in with a trainer and do the same thing. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I have all my hacks in a folder. Look at that. It's a hacked folder. This folder I've made an exception for. So my antivirus does not scan anything from this folder. So when I download everything, I download it straight to this folder. All you really need to have is the FMP spoofer, the trainer. The very first thing we're going to do actually is I'm going to go into Xbox. I'm not logged into Xbox. So make sure you're not logged into Xbox. I'm going to go to the Microsoft Store and I'm going to make sure I'm not logged into the Microsoft Store. Okay, so I'm not logged in. Now the very first thing we're going to do is spoof. I'm going to open up the spoofer and I'm going to run the spoofer, which is right here. Actually, first thing you want to do is probably run the serial checker. You don't have to, but it'll run your serial check for your PC. You could screenshot that or save it or whatever, leave it open. Then you're going to run the spoofer. When you run the spoofer, you're going to put your key into the spoofer and hit log in. So now we have this spoofing. Do not use PC while spoofing. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to turn off my VPN. Something went wrong with the spoofer. So let me try that again. Maybe because I turned off VPN mid spoof, but I'm going to do spoofer, run it again. Once again, you don't want to do anything while you're spoofing. Something went wrong. Error 2. Let me try one more time. I might just have to restart my PC. Sometimes you need to just restart. I should have told you the first thing to do is restart your PC. My PC had been restarted already not too long ago, so I should be okay. But yeah, you're gonna want to restart your PC. If anything goes wrong, like start from the beginning, restart everything, okay? Trial and error, but look, see now it says it's spoofing. We'll wait because I'm gonna do this real time so you could see how long it actually takes. It's telling me warning, can't reset. I think this is because I have external hard drives plugged in. I'm gonna go and just unplug those. So I just unplugged my external hard drives. Now here's the thing, any yellow warnings like that are usually okay. They're not anything to worry about. If you had something that came up in red that said error, then that's something to worry about. You should be okay with external drives plugged in. I choose to just unplug them in case they could get banned. I don't think that they will get banned, but I do it to be safe. So it all depends on how safe you want to be and what extra measures you want to take. I've never had an issue when I've had a yellow warning. That's the section for Woofer install. It tells you everything right here. Here's something you want to note. It says, just like Apple, FMP products are designed to run with FMP products. If you run the package deal, FMP spoofer and FMP trainer, you will get the most playtime. If you're a broke bum who insists on using inferior cheats, you will run into errors. I highly suggest you get the FMP trainer with the spoofer for the best price and the best experience. You can use the FMP spoofer with other trainers, but you'll have more problems. You'll need like key resets and stuff. This says it's still spoofing. FMP works like magic when you're not pairing it with foreign software. Do yourself a favor and get the FMP trainer if you want things to work perfectly. Would you rather be winning in DBD or wasting your time in support tickets? If you buy our trainer for 30 days, you will get 50% off the spoofer. And then it's got the links there. It tells you use bank card world payment, which is also used by Amazon. So there's nothing to worry about there. Your credit card's safe. Nobody sees your credit card information. There we go. So it says important instructions you must follow. If you fail anywhere, you might lock your keys and lose playtime till admin resets them. Okay, so disable all of the following. We went over this, the TPM, all these other things, virtualization and BIOS, uninstall all these things, real-time protection. So this says always restart your PC and spoof first before injecting. If you're using other junk products, you may have to inject before spoofing. So if you're pairing this with some other trainer or something, okay, so this says it's done over here. Now what we can do is run the serial check again, and now it's giving me nothing. So what I want to do is run this file. It says if serial checker isn't working, run this. So I'm going to run that. And then it did something in the PowerShell, and now when I run the serial check, look, suddenly it works again. So now I'm going to take my old serials and the new ones and compare them to each other, and it looks like things are all different. So that's just an extra safety measure. If you want to make sure that you're spoofing properly, you can check your serials before and after. All right, next, do not run the woofer and trainer at the same time. Okay, that's going to like break your keys. To avoid blue screen of death, do not do anything else while spoofing. We went over that. Remove USB drives to avoid warnings. Externals will not be spoofed. First run the spoofer, then the trainer after woofing is complete. After you are spoofed, log into your MS Store and Xbox accounts. Okay, so now we'll go into MS Store and I'm going to sign in on my account that I bought the game on. So you're going to want to buy the game once on Microsoft Store, and then we're going to wait for this. The errors in MS Store and Xbox, they're their own thing, so we can't really do much about that besides troubleshoot. So I'm going to put use password instead, and then I'm going to put my password, and I am in the MS Store. Now we can actually just close that. If you are already logged into the MS Store and Xbox before spoofing, then it's going to break the connection, and what you're going to want to do is come down to the search and do settings, and then go to apps, and then advanced app settings. And you see this, it says sign in with your Microsoft account to continue. So you're going to want to fix shared experiences, I think this is called, and you're going to sign in here. That's if you were accidentally logged in before you spoof, but in this case, we're not logged in before we spoof, so we should be okay. Going to close that for now. I'm just letting you know you might run into that. You might need to go to fix shared experiences and do that. To avoid blue screen of death, restart Woofer daily. This is a temp spoofer. It is not permanent. You're going to want to restart. Look, do not stay woofed for more than 1 day. Do not stay spoofed for more than a day. It will restart if you stay spoofed for a day. It's going to automatically restart. You're going to lose connections. You're going to have to go to your network and internet sections and change your proxy settings. Down here, you're going to have to go to network and internet settings, proxy here, and turn off the proxy or something. Mess with the proxy. So you want to get in the habit of every time you're finished playing DBD, you're going to want to log out of your MS Store, log out of it, and log out of your Xbox, and then restart your PC. You're going to want to get in the habit of doing this so you don't run into problems. This is all order of operations. If you do everything in the right order, you will have the least resistance and the most playtime. So I'm trying to give you everything here. If your PC automatically restarts, you may lose connections. Go to the network and internet settings and change the proxy server settings. Okay, optional steps. It talks about the yellow warnings. The red errors are bad. It says run the serial checker. It says Windows activation. If we want to do this after you spoof, you're going to get, not right now, but eventually it's going to show up like Windows watermark saying that Windows isn't activated. You can come to the Windows watermark activation. I have it in my folders, but it's also right here. This is the activation. This, I think, is dcontrol, I believe. This is that command that I ran earlier when the serial checker wasn't working. So all these commands are here, just so you know. Once again, if you're linked in your Discord, it's in the Woofer section. So as I come here to the install, I'm going to click continue anyway, which is 0. And then I'm going to click hardware, which is 1. And then it's gonna activate my Windows. This is just to remove the watermark. You don't have to do this, but I'm just letting you know because some people want to remove the watermark. And then it says successful, done, activating. Press any key to go back. So I press any key on the keyboard, and then I'm gonna click exit is 0 to close. And that will remove any watermark that shows up after spoofing, if that's what you want to do. Okay, so now we're spoofed. Now we're going on to make a new account. Once you have this down to a science, it shouldn't take that long. I'm going to go into settings, go into accounts, and then it's going to show me my email accounts right here. And I'm going to delete this one because this one is banned. That's the one that I have on Xbox. I'm using family share. This is my main account. This is the one I bought the game on. I'm going to go into here and go to manage. And when I get into manage, it's going to pop open a website, the browser. And then I'm going to go over here to devices. And these are all the devices that have been logged from the spoofer. Every time you spoof, it's giving you essentially a fake device with serials. And we're going to want to go to our main account that we bought the game on. This is all in the section that says enjoy the ban. It will tell you right here, look, here's the link. Go and log in to remove devices right here. So once again, you have all the instructions right here and enjoy the ban. It might be called something different by the time you see it, like return from a ban or ban return or something. But anyway, something with a ban and a ban hammer. And you will find it, and you're going to go to this link. And then once you're there, this might just take a minute to actually show up. I don't know why. Kind of annoying, but that's just how MS is. There it is. Okay. So we're going to go to where it says remove device. And I'm going to click, I'm ready to remove this device, remove that. And see all these that say vengeance. These are all times that I spoofed, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to click on each one, remove device. And I'm just getting rid of all these serials that I spoofed before. And it should be okay that I'm spoofed now. I don't think it's going to remove the one that I'm spoofed now. These are just old ones. So periodically you're going to want to do this. You don't have to do this all the time, but it's something you want to get in the habit of. I just do it with every account. Otherwise, you're going to end up having 10 to do at once or more. I don't know how many it will limit you to, but look, all devices are removed. I'm good there. Now, another important step is we're going to run this clear credentials. So I have it already here. Credentials clear. I'm going to click on it. Going to open this, press any key, and that's going to clear credentials, which has to do with, I believe, all the accounts I made from Xbox. So one has to do with all the spoofing, that was the devices, and then the other one has to do with all the accounts I made, because MS is going to limit the amount of accounts that you can family share to at one time. You're going to have to go remove them. Now that credentials clear will remove them all. There is a manual way you can do it. I don't even remember how that is, and it's annoying and it takes forever and it's a waste of time. So make sure you have this credentials clear. Once again, it is here. Now it's time to open up Xbox and actually make a new account. It says never cheese on your main account. That's important. Never cheese on your main account. Just don't do it, because it's only a matter of time before you get banned. So don't do it. Always use an alt account. Always use a woofer when cheesing. That's a spoofer. Woofer is code for spoofer. If you haven't picked up on that, cheese is code for cheat. Always use the spoofer because you don't want to get a hardware ban, right? So this is the Xbox. I'm going to click use a different account, email, and then click continue. And then I'm going to click on create one. Now that I'm here, I'm going to create an account. Pissy Nurse Main, I like that name. And then I'm going to take the date, which is 11/15/25 at outlook.com. And you're going to want to use Outlook because Outlook does not require any verification. So you don't have to jump through more rings of fire to get things going. So use Outlook. You're going to create your password, make it something simple that you're going to remember. You could uncheck that, whatever, I don't care. I'm going to click next. This account's probably going to be banned rather quickly. Put a name. I'm going to put Sal Smith, not to be confused with Sally Smithson. And then I'm just going to make up some birthday. How about April Fools? And then, I don't know, let's be born in 1990 so we could be young again. Now, we're going to want to solve the puzzle because if we don't, then we can't go further, so that we're going to want to. And then we're going to like match whatever direction the monkey is or the donkey and then submit. They're going to make us do it again because it was wrong. Try again. Maybe this way. It makes you do it twice, maybe. Now it says success. You've proven you're human. Okay. Now you want to make sure you click Microsoft Apps Only. I don't know why. Don't click the next button, but click Microsoft Apps Only, that little small text. I can't tell you why, but that's what I click and that's what works. So do that. Now we get an account. That's so cool. Now click Save and Continue. And hopefully this works because otherwise this entire tutorial is in vain. So we're going to just click Continue. I don't care about any of this stuff. Now we got an account and we're going to go Let's Go. And we're going to click Confirm the account you use for purchases. That is my main account right here that I purchased with. So I'm going to keep current settings. So now we got the game going and we're going to launch DBD. Do not run the trainer yet. Launch DBD first. Okay. Let's make sure everything's working. Something went wrong while launching your game. Okay. Here's what I'm talking about, where we probably have to go to shared experiences, fix shared experiences. So go into settings and then apps and then advanced app settings. And look, see, if this is yellow, then you need to do it. So something happened. I don't know what happened. Maybe Microsoft logged out. It just does that. It's just buggy and it just does that. So if you have an issue, come here, sign in again. And this is going to tell you, choose a way to sign in, use my password, see what account it is. This is my main account that I purchased the game on. So I'm going to want to put that password. And then once again, Microsoft Apps Only, always click this one. And now that's connected. So I don't know what happened. I don't know why. That's just the way it is, buggy, and does that and kicks you out. So you're going to have to do that step sometimes. Now we'll try to launch the game again, okay, and see if we're good. Man, there's so many things because there's so much troubleshooting. But look, this is what the fix error section is about. It tells you a lot of this stuff. If you crash, or spoofer error code 3, game crashing, check your DBD path. That's one thing I didn't go over yet, which I probably should for new people. So if you go to the trainer and if you're having issues, you can delete everything and re-download it from the website, or you can delete these 2 files. I'm going to delete these 2 files because I don't want to re-download, but you don't have to delete those. I'm just telling you, if you run into issues and you want to start fresh, you can delete those 2 files and it'll start fresh. We're going to accept the license agreement and all that, accept all this. Now we want to go and get our trainer key. I'm going to sign in and I'm going to put my key here. So I'm just going to hide it. You can't use it. It's locked to my hardware, but I'd rather not show it just because. I logged in. It tells me my expiration date is August 6th of 2026. See, it says Discord account linked. I have it linked. If you're not linked, it will tell you link it. Make sure you link it. Now, when you're here, you have your cloud ID, you have your builds. That's where you can download the trainer and the spoofer. So if you're getting some kind of error, like error 21, you have to re-download. You can re-download everything here if you want to try from scratch. But I'm not going to re-download. I just deleted those 2 files that were generated by the trainer. Now I'm here. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to hit leave and then I'm going to hit close. And then I'm going to go to this options and go to cloud ID. Now I'm going to click on here, hold control and press A. It's going to highlight the whole thing. Hold control and press C. It's going to copy the whole thing. Now that I copied it, I am going to go over to the website again and paste it, Control V, and click Apply New Cloud ID, and it's going to switch it to my new account. You have to do this, okay? Now I can exit, I can back out, and I can quit the game. All right, now comes the time for the trainer. We've come this far. Here's what I'm gonna do. Click my hacks folder, open it back up. I'm gonna open Fiddler because this is my unlocker. I don't know if you have to run as administrator, but I do it with the unlocker. And so here's my unlocker. It's very simple. I'm just going to have that open. I didn't hit start. I just have it open in the background. You can do the same with Nixia if it's working. I don't know if Nixia is working right now. So now we're here and it's time for the trainer. All right. We've come very far, guys. The moment of truth to see if this actually works. So trainer install over here. It tells us our path. Here we go. Our paths. I'm on Microsoft Store, which I highly recommend for cheesing, because if you're going to get banned, doesn't matter if you get banned once a week, once every 3 days, if you get banned in 3 hours, if you get banned in 1 hour, you can always come back with a family share account like we just made, like I just showed you with MS Store, okay, Microsoft. Steam is not going to allow you to do that. It will allow you to do it, but I think you can only do maybe like 5 and then you're done. Epic is not going to allow you to do that. I personally play my legit games with no cheats at all, no trainer on Epic, completely legit. Well, aside from maybe an unlocker, I do all my cheesing on MS Store. So we have this path, right? Now we open up the trainer, FMP trainer, and that's the launcher that we downloaded, and we're going to run that. When we click run, it's going to ask us for our key. And once again, I'm just going to hide my screen, grab my key again, put it in the trainer, paste it, and click login. Now it's going to show me, since I deleted those files that are generated. When you do this, you see files get generated by the trainer. I would advise you keep your trainer and your spoofer in separate folders because they're going to generate files next to them. And you're just going to be smoother if you keep them separated. See how everything's separated here? Now, as this goes, look what pops up. This browse for folder. Now, when I browse for folder, I'm going to go to where in the DBD path here, Xbox games, see Xbox games Dead by Daylight content. So I'm going to go into this PC, see Xbox games Dead by Daylight, and then content. That's the folder. I'm going to click OK. Now that folder is different for every platform. I told you you should be using Microsoft Store to do this. It's the best way. But if you are going to use other ones, here are your paths. Now these are default paths. If you installed the game in some other place, then this path might not be correct and you have to find out where you installed the game. Moving along, we come up to this now. This says load product. I leave anon unchecked. That's anonymous mode. You don't need that. I would prefer to use the nickname changer. I'm going to click load product. It says initializing. Please wait. Do not run the game. So we don't run the game yet, as it says, and we wait for this. We're just going to wait a moment for that. We are all good on the website. Got my cloud ID in. I got my account linked. I got my downloads I already got. Everything's good. I can actually close the website. Now this pops up. It says done. Click OK and run the game. We had to click load, and now we click done. Now that we click done, I'm going to start my unlocker. If you don't have an unlocker, don't worry about that step. If you do, this is the order you would do it in. Now I'm going to open up this and run DBD. Now this unlocker, I'm going to have to click stop eventually later on, or else I will not be able to get in a match. This is a very detailed tutorial. I went over a lot of stuff. I hope you got it. Some of it might not be for everybody, but I try to include as much as possible for everybody and all the problems they might run into. All right, we have commands, super risky mode command is super risky. We're not there yet, but these are commands you can put in the trainer. And yeah, we pretty much went over all that. Mods install, I'm not going to go over mods install. That's what this video is for. It tells you how to install mods. If you're installing mods that are outdated or broken or, just made wrong, you might have issues and crashes. Once again, all that is in the fix error sections. It tells you about mods and games crashing, how to delete your packs and all that. Look, we have the FMP logo at the top, which means we're getting in nice and fresh on a new account. And everything appears to be a success, and it will be a success. Now our name is Mute Apollo. I kind of like it, but I'm going to change it. First thing I'm going to do, open utility. Super risky. I don't suggest using it. For some features, you're going to need it if you want those, like unhooking yourself on your first hook only. Also note that if you're going to do that, it's the force interaction. You hold force interaction, but you have to have a luck offering, Vigo's jar of salty lips, and it can only be on your first hook. So if you want to self unhook, use super risky. You would do it by typing in super risky and clicking execute, and it's going to tell you you're going to get banned very quickly. If you want to remove it, just execute and it's going to be off, false. It's going to say false. I turn it on and off depending. Let's say I'm in a game and I'm all by myself and 3 survivors turn against me and I'm on the first hook and they're all pointing at me and they're teabagging me and they're like, haha, hacker, you're going to die and whatever. I will turn on super risky. And I always make sure I bring the luck offering anyway. I have it already, and I will just pull myself off that hook, and then I will mend all of them and make sure they die, and I'll teabag on them. Just saying. Anyway, what you're going to want to do now is go here, and please, this is probably the most important step, okay? So make sure you do this. You type in nickname, right? Space, and then you're going to put trollingprofit.com, and you're going to click execute. Make sure you spell it right. I'm actually going to put trolling profit at YT for YouTube because I'm probably going to live stream and I want people to go to the live stream on YouTube. Anyway, trollingprofit.com will work just fine for you, and it'll help bring FMP more customers, and we would greatly appreciate that. And we will also reward that kind of patriotism. We will reward that kind of stuff if we know that people are consistently doing it. Now I'm going to click close after I execute, and I'm going to go to my options in DBD, the settings wheel, and go to revoke consent. And I'm going to click that and click confirm. And it's going to send me back to accept my terms again. And this is the only way the nickname changer is going to work. And this is why I said don't play with a non mode. You can make your name anything you want. You can put whatever slurs you want. I told you what to put and what you should put and what you better put. Trollingprofit.com. Send screenshots. Make sure you spell it correctly. And if you send enough screenshots showing everybody, I will see to it that there shall be rewards for such behavior. Now look, our name up here has changed to Trolling Profit at YouTube. You can go into this command, and I like to do this. You don't have to, but put r.color.mid space 1 or maybe like 0.75, and that's just gonna like brighten the image a little bit because DBD is already dull and dark. 0.75 is good, or maybe 1 if you want to go brighter. And use my name, like I said, use trollingprofit.com in your games and show me screenshots. There shall be rewards.